activating your agents. Okay, so I can do that and I can have it applied over here. Now we have made so many changes. You might think that Ishan, but how do I keep a track of what changes I'm doing? There are so many changes which I have already done. So what you can do, you can just do @git, okay, and you can check what differences are there between different branches. So if you have 10 different branches, you can actually compare your changes directly using cursor by these branches, or you can just go to any of the previous commits as well. Okay, so a lot of us, I think a lot of you might be using git diff currently to do this particular kind of a thing, but using cursor, you can just pass it on like @git, refer to any branch that is there, refer to any commit that is there. Cursor will compare it directly for you. You don't have to go through git diff. So for example, I can ask it, compare, let me do this, compare the state of the code with the main branch. Okay, so I can't write main branch directly. I have to do git, and this is the diff with main branch. Okay, and I can send it over. What has changed? Tool functions and related code have been moved. File only contains comments, details of what was removed, and so on. Okay. This is a very useful feature which I am sure a lot of you will find useful. Just comparing what changes were there. Do you find this useful or not, folks? Type in useful in the chat. This can be very cumbersome if you are doing it using git diff. This is something which I believe a lot of us actually use on a day-to-day basis, but git diff is just not, the interface is just not that good. Okay, and I would want to compare, let's say there are two different branches and I have to create a third branch. Some changes are in branch 1, some changes are in branch 2. What I will do is I will give context of both of these branches and then basically be able to run that. Okay, so that is also something you can do. Let's say, yeah, so this is also something which is possible. Now cursor also has a very interesting thing. Cursor also has a very interesting thing which is called as a planner. Okay, what is the planner about? As of now, it is directly making changes for me, right? But certain changes are there which can't be made directly. Okay, cursor has to plan out things and it has to go step by step. How do you ensure that is happening? For example, this current code base is in Crew AI. What if I had to port the entire thing into LangChain? So I will, instead of asking it directly that converts code base to LangChain, I will ask it to do this. Prepare and execute a to-do list. Yes, you can actually ask it to create a to-do list. Okay, to use, again, I will do LangChain docs are already available for me. I will do LangChain. Okay, so you can see LangChain documentation is already indexed. Prepare and execute a to-do list to use LangChain, which is also one of the Python frameworks to create AI agents. Instead of we have Crew AI indexed, Crew in this project, and you can send it. Okay. So it has created a detailed to-do list for me. If you want, you can also do it in the agent mode as well. Okay. So you can take this, put it in the agent, you can take this, put it in the agent mode as well, and you can run it. Okay, so you see in agent mode it creates such a to-do list and it has check marks as well. So it has created 4 or 5 different steps. What are these steps? Let me just pause it for a second. Yes, what are these steps? Analyze current usage, identify all dependencies, design equivalent agents, tasks and crews, refactor code base to remove Crew AI, test the new LangChain. Just like an engineer would have done, it created these to-do lists. It keeps on checking the pointers which are getting done and it will move ahead. I don't want to make this change as of now, so that is it. Okay, now this was about using this chat window, but there is another interesting way in which you can utilize cursor for. Okay, that is, you can utilize cursor in your terminal as well. So a lot of you use terminal commands. Okay, till now, folks, first of all, are you clear with the chat window? Type in chat in the comments. Okay, type in chat in the comments. What all did we see? We saw a bunch of ways: improving context, documentation indexing, comparing with Git branches, and all. How to difference between agent mode and ask mode. Ask mode is just like you can ask particular questions, create flowcharts. Agent mode is something in which you can actually have it implement those changes. Okay, that is clear. Now I will show you very interesting features. Okay, where in my terminal, okay, in my terminal we use the terminal for a bunch of different things. Just like you could have basically gone over any of these scripts, you could select any part of the script. Okay, you'll select any part of the script, click on Command K and make a change over here. In the exact same way, you can come on the terminal, click on Command K, and this kind of small window opens up. This is very useful. For example, let's say your Conda environment is activated and you want to install the CrewAI package. Instead of figuring out what is the exact syntax for installing CrewAI, you can just type in install CrewAI. It will figure out the command and will run it for you. Okay. Or if you just want to, let's say delete some files. Okay, so you can ask it to delete, just a second, delete all the markdown files. Okay. Markdown is basically something which has a it ends with .md. So it will write a terminal command which will find all of the files ending with .md and it will delete it. Okay. Then you can do something like, okay, again, searching for symbols. So for example, I can do find all the references to search tool. Okay, so we are using this tool in the code. Also notice how whenever I'm talking about functions or classes, I'm not just directing it directly, I'm putting it into this particular symbol. Okay, that helps it understand that I'm talking about tool. So it will do a grep. I can do enter and it finds exactly where it is. Or you can write something complex as well. Okay, write a for loop. So you can write for loops as well in your terminal to check for linting of all Python scripts. Okay, so it will write a for loop for me as well. I can just print, PyLint is not installing my system, so it is telling that command not found, but you get the gist. Okay, so using Cursor, you can also write terminal commands of your own. You don't need to understand all of the commands of Linux and all. I mean, you need to understand, you don't need to remember all of that. Okay, and you can do it from there. Now, two very important resources that will be for you is, first of all, this file called as agents.md. So I showed you set of rules which I have. This agents.md file, let me just put it in the chat as well. This agents.md file is actually very useful in determining how that particular rules should look like. Dev environment tips, testing instructions, how you should basically write that prompt. Okay, so that is available over here. So you can refer to that agents.md file. The second thing is, if you come to the Cursor documentation on docs.cursor.com, I told you that every AI agent has access to a bunch of different tools. What are these tools which Cursor has access to? So Cursor has access to read file. It can read files, it can list directories, it can run semantic search on your code base, which means it can generate embeddings and search on top of that. grep is basically a Linux command to search for something particular, like we did now for searching tools, searching for files. It has access to web search as well, and can apply all of those changes. Okay, so you can just go over through this. If you go over through this now, other than MCP, we have actually covered everything that Cursor can do, folks. We have almost covered everything that Cursor can do. Other than MCPs, we are not going to cover in this section. But how are you feeling now? In just a couple of minutes, you now know some of the very powerful features of Cursor, and I haven't even come into Claude Code. Claude Code also has some fantastic features. I will show you how you can create your own AI agents using Claude Codes in under a minute. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Confident? Now, moving on to our second platform for today, which is called as Claude Code. Okay. So a lot of you, I believe, have already used Claude.ai. Might have used. If you have used ChatGPT, there is a chances that you have used Claude.ai. Claude.ai has built this particular tool called as Claude Code. You can just Google search for Claude Code, and you will be able to figure out what are the different documentations over there. Once we will get all of these setup instructions for Cursor and Claude Code to you all, so don't worry about that. Once Claude Code is set up, Claude Code is first of all, Claude Code is not an IDE, it is a terminal tool. Okay, so I can open my terminal over here. Okay, this is not under any project or anything, and I can just, let's say, I can just write in Claude. It has opened up for me. Okay, So let's say for that particular stock exchange project that I want to go into that particular project. So I will do documents, code, stock advisor agent. Okay. So I have changed my directory. Let me zoom it and I will tell you. Yeah, should be good. So I'm in this directory. I'm in my terminal itself. I'm not opened any ID or something, and I will type in Claude. Okay, I'm in this space. The same things which we were able to do using the chat window of Cursor, I can do it using Claude Code. So I can write something like, give me an overview of the code base. Okay. So for people who are very well versed with the terminal, they like to have things on the terminal, Claude Code is actually for them. Okay. So it is searching for different scripts, files, whatever different things we looked for, like searching for symbols, making changes, creating folders, and all of that. You can do all of that using Claude Code. I'm just showing one simple example. And the rest of whatever prompts I had been using, you can actually use any of these prompts in Claude Code as well. Okay, it has generated a detailed explanation for us. That it is a stock advisor agent built with Crew AI. This is the framework. This is the LLM. These are the tools. These are the 4 agents. These are the 4 tasks, and so on. Okay, so you get the idea. Whatever we were doing in the chat window of Claude of Cursor, we can do it over here. You can do something like, if you are getting some bugs, you can write fix this particular error for me, or explain the relevance of this particular thing for me. So you can do that as well. Okay. Next, what you can do, what makes Claude Code very special, is the availability of something called as slash commands. Okay, so if I click on a slash over here, you will see multiple different things are coming over here. Adding new directory, creating bash agents, clearing conversation history, whatever conversation we have done now, I want to remove that, changing config, visualize the current context usage. So all of these models have certain context uses that this is the last memory which they can have, because you can actually visualize this as well. So you can see, if you imagine this entire as your context, you have used just this much of it as of now. Okay, and there are a lot more things over here. Cost basically tells you in my conversation what is the cost which I am incurring. So Claude Code, you can't use it for free. You need to have a Claude subscription. Comes around $17 to $20 a month. Or you can just have the API. So that is something which you can do. You can create such slash commands for yourself. Or let's say you want to change the model you were using. So you can do slash model, and you can switch between different models that are there. Okay, you can create slash commands for yourself as well. Okay, so for example, if you have something which you do very commonly, for example, let's say I want a code optimizer and I should be able to use it anywhere, I can just do something like this. Let me actually come over here. Even in this, I can run it, and I will paste a command. Okay, so what you will have to do is you will have to create a folder over here. You will have to create a folder over here named .claude in your project. Okay, in this I will save certain slash commands. So in this, I'm creating a command named optimize, which will do analyze the performance of this code and suggest 3 specific optimizations. Okay, and I will save this. Okay, this file is not created, so let me create this first. Okay, no such file. Where am I? Yeah, I am in stock. CLAUDE. Okay, I got it. I think this is the issue. Let me create. Yeah, create this folder. I forgot to create the folder. Yes, now it should work. So once I have done this, so in this, within this particular folder, you will see a slash command which has been generated. Simple command. Analyze the performance of this code and suggest these specific optimizations. Now the fun thing, I can come over here. I can type Claude. As soon as you do Claude, now I can do a slash and I write optimize. Whatever is the name of the file, it becomes your own command. Okay, and I can just do enter, and I can do this across all the projects. Okay, so you can create slash commands which do one particular thing. Like for example, you want a security reviewer command, so you can just write create a file named security-review.md, and you can just do slash security review, and it will review the security for you. Okay, so as of now, it is figuring out what are the different things for me. What are the different optimization things that Claude can do. And it was just as simple. I don't have to write a prompt anymore. I can just do optimize. Then you can create something like, by the time it creates, let me, yeah. Okay, and it has read all the files, and it is giving me 3 specific optimizations and recommendations. Okay, so it has given me the first optimization is each finance connection pooling for Yahoo Finance results, optimize agents, okay, reduces memory, and implement async processing for external API calls, and so on. It has given me this. I can open up any project which I have, and I can just do, as long as I have this particular folder present, I can do optimize, and it will tell me what are the different ways to optimize. Okay, so when you create such slash commands on your, another interesting thing about Claude code is that you can create your own agents. Okay, what are agents, and what is the difference between just chatting over here, asking it to do something, and creating a specific agent? First of all, every agent has its own specific context. It has no context of the chat we have been having. It works independently. We can give it specialized expertise, and you can again use it across any of the projects. So to create an agent, you have to write slash agents, click on enter. Okay, as of now it is telling me I don't have any agents. So it is telling me, do you want to create a new agent? I will click on enter again. Okay, it is asking me, do I want to create a project specific agent or a personal agent which can be accessed across any of the projects? So as of now, I will go with the project specific agent. Okay, now there is also an option. I can manually write the system prompt for the agent, or I can have Claude write it. For now, I will have Claude write it for me. Okay, so it is asking me what kind of an agent I want. I will write something like, there is no testing in this code base as of now, right? So I will ask it to help me write a, help me write PyTests for the code base. Okay, so it is actually generating an agent for me. It's generating an agent for me. Okay, it is asking me what tools I want to give it access to. As of now, let me give it all tools. It is asking me which models do I want to give it access to. I'm giving it access to Sonnet. What should be the color? Let me put it red, and I can click on enter. It has created a new agent. Let us look what this agent looks like. You can go to agents. This PyTest generator has been created. This is what the system prompt looks like. PyTest generator. This is a description that you have to create comprehensive PyTests, and you are a senior test engineer. Okay, analyzing the code. This is the code analysis, test strategy design, PyTest best practices, test structure, coverage, and all. And all of this can be done. If I want to use this agent, what I will have to do, I will just have to write, use the PyTest generator agent to create a test case for web search. Okay, and mind it, I can, if I have set it up to a global thing, so I can use this PyTest generation anywhere. Okay, so you can actually create such agents which are for common tasks. For example, if you can create a specific agent which generates documentation for you. You can create a specific debugger agent. You can create a specific test generation agent. Okay, and you can use it across code bases as well. Okay, so it is creating, using the PyTest generator thing and creating this particular thing for me. Okay, till it creates, I will show you a couple of more if you want sub agents. So if you come on sub agents over on docs.anthropic.com, okay, you can come to Claude Code. In sub agents, you will be able to find out some of the more system prompts for different agents which Claude itself provides. Okay, so for example, if you want to create a code reviewer, you can just take this particular system prompt which is given, that you are a senior code reviewer, high standards when invoked, do all of this. So what you can do, you can just copy this prompt from here. Okay, you can go on to cursor, okay, in the agents folder, you can create a new file named code reviewer.md. MD stands for markdown. Just paste it over here. You have your code reviewer agent ready. It's that simple. Okay, it's that simple. Yes, it has figured that out, and it is asking me whether I should allow it to create a directory and start making tests. Okay, it will start the setup for me. It is asking me if I want it to allow edits in files. and so on. It has created the folder and it will create these test suits for me. I'm not running it for now, but I think you get an idea. Okay, so you can write slash commands. You have already learned how to create slash commands like optimize we have created. You have learned how to create agents within Claude Code as well, and you can just put any of the system prompts that are there and have such different agents. You can also create a debugger agent. So what will a debugger agent's prompt look like? Let me show you. In this, if you scroll down, you will find this system prompt for a debugger agent. Okay, so you can just copy paste it again, create a debugger.md file, and you will be done. So that was Cursor and Claude Code for you all. There is another thing, interesting thing, which I actually use. I'll show it in a while. Okay, but folks, how was it till now? Were you able to follow through? Were you able to learn new things today? Okay, type in new in the chat. Were you able to learn new things today? Will you, after this, will you become a power user? Type in power user in the chat. Okay, type in power user in the chat if you feel now you are ready to become a power user of this AI assisted coding tools. If you just focus on what are the things Chad mentioned today, okay, if you just go through all of this, and if you can actually if you can actually follow through the different things which I've said, keep them in mind, and try using all of this, incorporating all of this in your particular code or day-to-day work, your life will become a lot more easier. Okay. In terms of Cursor, we have almost covered everything. Okay. Claude Code, there are certain more things, MCPs and all, but I think that becomes too much for anyone that is going through that. Yeah. Cool. So how are we feeling now, folks? If tell me in one word, how are we feeling? In the last 2 hours, how are we feeling in general? Show me some energy in the chat, folks. Tell me, how are you all feeling? Knowledgeable, overwhelmed but good, excellent, nice, awesome, mixed feelings, knowledgeable, enlightening. It is slightly overwhelming. I agree to that because you're learning it for the first time. Once you start, if someone would have given all of this to me at once, it would be a little overwhelming. That's fine. But the idea here is not to help you memorize all of the shortcuts. I think you understood that. The idea is not to help you memorize everything. The idea here is that you should be aware of these things are actually available. Okay, productive. It has been productive for everyone. Productive for everyone. Now what I will do is I will get you a roadmap. Okay, I will give you a very detailed roadmap to, if you actually want to move ahead from here, what are the things we should do? Okay, what are the things which you can do? And if I were at your place, what is the path I would have followed? And the roadmap is for free, so I'm not going to charge anything for that. And I will show it to you in a lot of detail. Okay, are we ready? Type in roadmap in the chat, folks. Type in roadmap in the right.
Ishan, do you also want to show a few more use cases to these folks while doing the roadmap?
Yeah, I think I can do that. Sure.
Guys, do you want to see a few more use cases as well to understand how you can build also while understanding roadmap? Okay, I think so. People are really excited, Ishan. We can go ahead.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll have Q&A also towards the end, so do not worry.
Cool. Let me show you. Let me show this to you then. Okay. So I'm going to show you the kind of outcomes that you can achieve if you go from the step 1 to 7 of the roadmap that we are sharing it with you all. This roadmap has not been just curated by me, but a bunch of different mentors from Google, Microsoft, Airbnb, Airbus, and a bunch of these companies. We've all come together and we've actually created this roadmap for all of you. Okay, so what do these roadmaps look like? Yesterday, you had already gone through something which is about basic prompt engineering. How do you write a magic prompt and so on? You learned about, okay, using APIs and all. But what is the next level for that? So as of now, folks, all of us are in Sprint 0. Okay, Sprint 0 is basically where you learn the foundations of LLMs, foundations of RAGs, foundations of agents, and creating your multi-agents. And the outcome of this particular thing is that you should be able to have a basic understanding of LLMs, The second outcome is that you should be able to create a basic RAG system. And the third outcome should be that you should be confident in creating your own AI agents or AI assisted coding, be able to do AI assisted coding. Okay. Similarly, in sprint one, your objective should be to master these prompt engineering techniques. Okay. It's not just about the magic prompt or markdown prompting and all. There are some really, really good prompting techniques, something called as XML prompting, something called as JSON prompting. These techniques work really, really well because a lot of these LLMs that you know, they have actually been fine-tuned on particular use cases, and these techniques have been used over there. So whenever you use something like an XML prompt or a JSON prompt, you will get a lot more coherent and structured and accurate outputs. Then you should be very familiar with all of the parameters which the different API providers are providing, how to optimize them, what are the best use cases, how to use all of them together, and so on. Something like how to use the OpenAI API, the Grok API, Gemini API, and so on. All of them have different parameters, they have different meanings. How do you make the best use case out of them? Okay, so this is going to be our sprint one, mastering advanced prompt engineering techniques and learning code generation using these LLMs like OpenAI, Grok, and Gemini. How do you do that? The second sprint is going to be, see, GenAI as of today it isn't just limited to generating images, something generating text like that. A lot of people are actually spending a lot of time in building very powerful AI automated workflows. Okay, so you should start learning about this tool which is called as N8N. Okay, so N8N is actually being used worldwide. It has a lot of interesting tools, exciting tools, and powerful AI automations that you can use. Let me give you an example. We have one of our mentors over here at Outskill. His name is Divij. He's from Microsoft, pretty decent guy. Divij built a very interesting automation. I will show that automation as well. So what Divij did, he was like, hey Ishan, you know, I'm very tired of applying to jobs the old way. Tell me something like this, folks. How many of you have used that easy apply button on LinkedIn and have never heard back from the company? We have gone to LinkedIn, type in me in the chat, type in me in the chat. Okay, type in me in the chat. Okay, you have gone on LinkedIn, search for a job. Even if you were in the first 100,000 people, someone is writing me into 1,000. You have clicked on that easy apply button. You have never heard back. Not even a rejection email. Not even a rejection email. How many? Over 1,000 people on the call, and I want to see how many of you have actually felt that. Most of you, right? Most of you. Divij also was facing the same problem. Okay, but what Divij did, he created an AI automation. Okay, what it could do, you can give him a link that these are the list of jobs which I want. Okay, or let's say you're looking for a senior data scientist role. You can just take this link, put it in his AI automation system. That AI automation system will fetch all the relevant jobs based on that. Based on all of these jobs, it will create tailored resumes and cover letters, because it will actually create personalized cover letters for, even if you have 100 jobs, it will create 100 personalized cover letters. And he did not stop over there. He also created a video resume out of it. Entirely automated just with one link. It can find all of the relevant jobs. It can write detail. It can create an Excel sheet for all of them. It can write personalized cover letters based on your resume and the job description that is there, and create a video resume. Do you see the stark difference between a person A who is just going on LinkedIn applying to 5 jobs a day, just tapping easy apply button, the most useless button on this earth? Okay, and the second one is basically a person like Divij who can apply to 100 jobs a day at least. Okay, he can have tailored everything. He could tailor everything to his resume, to the job description. He can create personalized cover letters and a video resume. Do you feel the difference or not? Do you want to see how to create such an automation? Type in automation in the chat. Type in automation in the chat if you want to actually see how you can build such an automation. I will play his demo. The very interesting, very superb automation that he has created, and lovely how he has done that. Let me show you. Okay, most of the people want. I hope my sound is being shared. Yeah, cool. Let me show you. Just a second. Just a second, folks. I'm pausing it for a second. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, there's some issue with my audio. I will just take it over. So what you can do is you can just go on LinkedIn, okay, and once you are on LinkedIn, you can pick up any of these links, job links, any of these similar links that you want, okay. Once you have gotten a link, normally people just go over here and click on the easy apply button, okay. Instead of that, what you can do is you can this is what the automation looks like. I'm not going to go into each of the different nodes which are there, okay. So what you can do is you can just come over here in the automation, you can paste that particular link which you have. So this main link, you just need this main link which basically tells you what is the role you are looking for, which location you are looking for. Just go on LinkedIn, fetch this particular link. Once you have this link, okay, once you have this link, you can paste it on your RSS feed, okay, and you will have all of this information come up. We'll have all of this come up, skills matching, and it will create such a very detailed Excel sheet for you all. So if there are 100 jobs on that list, 100 jobs Excel sheet will be created. What is the company? What is the link of the job? When was it posted? How many skills are matching? And personalized cover letters to the emails. And he does not just stop over there. Okay, what will happen is that he has connected a tool called as Hagen along with it. So Hagen is a tool which can be used to create your own basically AI avatars. So this video that you are seeing over here, okay, so this is actually created using Hagen and so on. Okay, so such kind of an automation you could actually create for yourself using N8N. How many of you think N8N is cool? Type in cool in the chat. Type in cool in the chat. In just few hours of learning, you could automate. Okay, you could automate. Oh, okay, sorry, my bad. Yeah. So if you see over here, normal people, let me show that to you again. No, don't worry, no worries. Okay, so you click on easy apply. Instead of doing easy apply, what you should do, okay, what you can do is you can go to LinkedIn. LinkedIn. So you have actually on LinkedIn, you just put on the name of the title that you want, the country that you want. Take this link which is over here, okay, which contains all of the jobs. You can just put it in the automation. Okay, once you have put it in the automation, it will create a very detailed Excel sheet for you all. This sheet will contain the names of the company it is hiring, the link of that particular job role, email of that particular job role, the date on which it has basically been given, skills which are matching, what the company is seeking, and a personalized cover letter. So it will give you a very detailed such kind of a letter. After this, you can have a tool like Hagen come into the picture. So when Hagen comes into the picture, what will happen is that you can create this video that you are seeing over here in the front is actually AI generated based on the personalized cover letter which has been created. And finally, you can run an HTTP request and have it sent over. Okay, you can actually create this in just a few minutes. Just a few minutes. Do you realize how powerful it is? Someone who is on N8N, you have a 14-day free trial, but otherwise it's paid. So how powerful it can be. Someone is just clicking on easy apply on LinkedIn. You, on the other hand, if you can learn about N8N and build such automations with a single link, you can reach out to 100+ companies, personalized cover letters, personalized video resumes as well. It is a very powerful automation. Okay, it's not just about this one particular automation. There are a lot of these different automations which you can also create using this. I can't go into the details of how to build that. It's another like 3-hour workshop, to be honest, at least. Okay, so that will be the second sprint. Third will be, you should be able to implement your own RAG pipelines and maybe build an application which is like a second brain. Okay, let me show you one of my own RAG systems which I have, which I called as my second brain. So I have named this particular RAG system as Atlas, and I'm super excited to show you that to you. Just type in welcome Atlas in the chat, folks. I will show Atlas to you all. Type in welcome Atlas in the chat. Do you want to see the RAG system? Type in welcome Atlas. Welcome Atlas. Okay, let me show you. So this is Atlas. What I have done is I have a folder. Okay, I keep reading a lot of research papers, articles, and all, and it was becoming very hard for me. And I think a lot of you could also relate to this particular problem. That after a point, it becomes very hard for you to just retain all of that information for yourself. Okay, how do you remember all of that you are learning? You are creating continuous amount of notes, collecting data, blogs, and articles, and basically PDFs. Like in my case, I read a lot of papers, so there are a lot of PDFs which I have. Okay, how do I have that one knowledge source which can act as a second brain for me, and I can ask it anything? Okay, I can ask it anything which it can run. Okay, which can run. Yeah, I need my charger. Okay, so tell me, will it be useful or not, folks? Type in useful in the chat. If you could actually have a second brain to yourself, which would actually remember everything which you have. I'm just plugging in my charger. Thanks for whoever pointed it out. It will be useful. So this is what Atlas can do. There is a folder in which I have my dump. I call it my brain dump. Okay, where I put in everything that I have read. Then I can come on to Atlas. Okay, and I can just ask it something as simple as what are the main architectures for AI agents, and I can click on search papers. Once I do this, Atlas will go over, it has a very strong retriever system. So Atlas will go over whatever documents I have, and it will answer based on that. Okay, so query is what are the main architectures of AI agents. This is not web search. This is particular tailored search from my brain dump. Okay, AI response, main architectures for AI agents fall into several categories: single agents, multi-agent architectures, AI native, meta agents, and so on, and the exact resources from where it has cited. So this is the paper in which it has cited from this exact piece from that particular paper from where it has extracted this information. This paper, this exact piece, this paper, this exact piece. Okay, it will tell me, and I can basically ask it anything. I can ask it anything, and I can have my own database kind of a thing. So you can have whatever blogs and all you're reading, or whatever PDFs you are reading, you can put it over here. Now, a couple of people are asking how is it different from NotebookLM or anything like that. This is just not even half of Atlas. Okay, this is one of the things Atlas can do. The second very interesting thing which Atlas can do is, how many of you, okay, what you can do is, if you have to learn about a new tutorial, okay, so let's say you would have not known about Crew AI today. Most of you, I would have told you that, hey, learn about Crew AI. I think 90% of you would have gone to YouTube and searched for Crew AI tutorial, Crew AI Python tutorial, and fetched out basically how would you have selected the video that you want to see. Okay, I have asked you to this particular task. You don't know anything about Crew AI, or you know some basic about agents. You have gone on YouTube, and how would you select that particular video that you want to see? Ratings, views. Do you think it's a very good way that you just rely on the number of views for that particular video? Do you think it is personalized to you? Do you think it is a good way or very optimized way? Most number of views can just be like, it probably was the easiest video. It's optimized, but it's not probably the personalized. Let me show you same thing if you come on Atlas and do. So instead of going on YouTube, what you can do, you can come to Atlas and you can put in your search query here. Okay, so this I would have done. So this is what it would have looked like earlier. Okay, let me just go on YouTube. Okay, I would have gone on YouTube, I would have put up Crew AI tutorial, and this is what the different tutorials would have come up, but I don't know which one is tailored for me. Okay, I don't know which one is tailored for me. I can come on Atlas, I can select the max number of videos I want to cover. Concurrent workers is basically I have 10 core CPU, so I can process 10 different videos together, and I will click on start pipeline. Once I start pipeline, it will fetch the transcripts, the video transcripts of all of these 4 videos in parallel for me. Okay, so first of all, it has found out 4 of the top videos. There's one, I think there will be similar ones which are here. Code Basics, AI with Brandon, Krish Nayak, and all. Okay, I think the same videos which have been fetched here as well. Yeah, Code Basics, AI with Brandon, Krish Nayak, and Tyler AI. The exact same videos you have come over here. This much information you have over there as well. Second thing which Atlas does, it fetches the transcripts. It fetches the transcripts of all the videos. Transcripts is basically the captions or whatever has been taught in the video. But just reading the transcripts is very cumbersome. You can't read the transcripts. What I did, I wrote a very detailed prompt using the XML prompting technique. It's a very, very detailed prompt. And I created a very engineer specific summary. What does an engineer specific summary mean? It means that given this particular video, it will create such a. So for example, there's this video, this particular video I'm talking about. Okay, so this video, as of now looking at it, maybe I can read the description and all. This does not give me a lot of information. On Atlas, you get, first of all, this is the channel, this is a URL. First of all, it will give me a high level overview. This video is a hands-on crash course for building AI agent systems like this. Technical breakdown and exact tools and frameworks that have been utilized within the video. Like in this case, Crew AI has been used. Google Gemini has been used via the API key. UV package installation has been used. PyCharm has been used as an IDE. Serper dev tool has been used. Bright Data MCP has been used. Within Crew AI, what other tools have been used and so on. What is the architecture and design of the particular video? What is the step-by-step process that has been followed in the video? It starts with the project setup, then you get the LLM credentials, then you create an LLM wrapper, define the agents, and so on. Key interesting insights after watching this video. What are the insights as an engineer? This is a very engineer specific prompt, folks. You can't just paste this YouTube video over on ChatGPT and get this exact response. The main game is of the prompt that is coming, which is actually generating such interesting responses. Okay, then agentic systems, these are the things that you will be able to learn. Based on this video, what are the practical applications that you can actually build? That is also covered, certain limitations of the video and on. And you get this for all the videos that you have selected. For example, in this particular video with AI with Brandon, you have Crew AI with LangChain. Instantly you can know, oh, I want a video which also compares these two. Okay, this is a probably better video for me. Okay, then you have Pix, Pydantic, Pygame, and so on. Then with this particular video by Krish Nayak, it has Crew AI and YouTube search tool. Okay, so I want to learn about how you can create a RAG system based on YouTube or create an agent based on YouTube. So you can use this Krish Nayak's video. Okay, and it has certain installations and all. Till here also things were fine, but Atlas does not leave us here. Okay, even reading AI summaries can become a little cumbersome. What Atlas does, it takes these summaries, converts it into a very interesting video comparison analysis. What this analysis tells you, the title of the video, the channel, when it was published, the difficulty, okay, intermediate, beginner, advanced, the teaching style, is it project based, is it code along, is it theory based, the depth of the content, is it a deep dive, is it moderate, is it very superficial, the learning outcome that you will have after going through this, who is the target audience, engineers and all. Then the question can be, what are the prerequisites for this video? Okay, what are the prerequisites for this video? What are the tool counts? How many tools have been covered? Key technologies and a complexity score. This gives you very good understanding. First of all, folks, Atlas is not a product which is available out there on the internet. This is a very detailed RAG system which I have built for myself. The purpose of showing this to you is that you should be able to learn and build such systems for yourself. Okay, and but Atlas does not again stop over here itself. You can convert these videos again. If you want to convert these videos, yes, you can convert these videos into assignments as well. So that makes it more active learning. Okay, so this is entire assignment which is converted these videos. Prerequisite knowledge, recommended skills. This is the task. Build this. This is the objective. These are the options you can use. These are the steps that you should follow. Everything. Something as simple as a YouTube link, I have transformed it into a very detailed comparative structure, that this is the exact video you should use, this is the exact advantage of learning through this video, and this is a very detailed RAG application which I have created. Okay, what I would expect from you all in Sprint 3, that you should be able to create such RAG applications which could act as your second brain, and also you can create such RAG applications which can do these kind of tasks. Basically in this I'm interacting with the Google API and so on. Okay, how many of you think Atlas is cool? Type in Atlas in the chat. Folks, type in Atlas fire in the chat. I haven't even shown you the agent which I have created. Okay, that is completely bonkers. Atlas is super cool. Atlas is cool. Fire with Atlas, folks. Fire with Atlas. Show me some energy in the chat. Amazing. Amazing. Moving on. Okay, moving on. This was mostly till that you have learned about how to handle with text kind of data sets, but you should be very well versed with multimodal AI. We saw a very brief part of multimodal AI yesterday where we used models like Clip, Blip, and so on. You should be very well versed with these models and open source platforms like Hugging Face, where you can tailor models like image, video, audio, and text, all of these together, and you should be able to convert it into full stack applications. Okay, you should be able to convert it into full stack applications, and you should learn about real world deployment as well. So if I have to show something, I think I should have like this particular thing. Okay, there's an error in this particular space. Nobody's, yeah. So there are such kind of applications which you can have. I'm not running it as of now. Okay, I think I can. There are such applications which you have. So you see the front end. Okay, this is actually deployed on this platform called as Hugging Face, and the backend is written in Python. And these are all multimodal models. It can understand text and as well as images. And basically, this is a video generation model. I can click and all. So you should be able to learn how to build such multimodal models and full stack applications. How do you write the backend in Python? How do you connect all of that? How do you create a front end for? How do you create a front end for that and have it deployed as well? Okay, so you have to learn about that. Takes a while to basically generate. Okay, so after this, you should spend a lot of time into agents. Till here, you have learned about advanced prompting techniques, you have learned about building end-to-end automations, you should have learned about building RAG, something like you should be able to build Atlas of your own in a couple of hours. You should be able to learn how to integrate multimodal AI capabilities into your model. Then, once you're very confident with RAGs and basically prompt engineering using these APIs, you should move to AI agents completely. Go all in on AI agents. Okay, how do you design AI agents? How do you deploy these agents? How do you monitor these agents and actually automate the decision making and execution? So for this, you should be learning about tools like LangChain and LangSmith. And finally, in Sprint 6, you should be learning about enhanced agents. So Sprint 5, you can focus more on sequential agents like one which we did today. Sprint 6, you should be learning about how do you do memory engineering, how do you do context engineering, how do you actually work with multi-agent systems, as well as how do you have an orchestrator. Okay, so this is a more complex kind of agents which are called as orchestrators. You can do this something like a Python framework called as LangGraph, where there is one agent, it is handling multiple of these agents together. So that is orchestration. So this is what you should be spending your Sprint 5 and Sprint 6 on, completely on AI agents. Okay, folks, now there is one thing which I feel is, this particular screen that you can see my code editor. You can see my code editor, right? You can see my code editor? Yes? Okay. What I feel is that, okay, cursor and all is fine. Maybe I'm able to write some changes over here and do. But what about the small changes that we have been doing? I feel that AI agents and all are already at a point where they can understand and do these simple changes on its own. Okay. If I have to make a change in some repository, okay, I will make a change right now in front of you in a repository, and you will see how my AI agent quickly is able to make that particular agent, make that particular change. So folks, can you see the change which is happening? Can you see the change which is happening? What are you seeing on the screen? What are you seeing on the screen? You can reply on everyone, by the way. You're seeing my desktop. Screen is stuck. Please share the screen. But I never said I am doing it on my laptop screen. I never said it. I am doing it on laptop screen. That is because it's going on my phone. It's going on my phone. I've already asked my agent to make the change for me. As we talk, it is actually making that change. Once that is done, it will raise a PR on GitHub and I will be done. You don't need to open your laptop for that. Okay, let me show you what happened. I have an agent which is called as Orion. Orion lives on my Discord. Okay, Orion actually lives on my Discord. Oh, it's already done. Orion lives on my Discord. I can just go on Orion, give it a URL of a GitHub repository, the branch in which I want to make a change, and what is the task that I want to do. Orion will initiate the agent, it will clone the repository, it will make a change, will complete the task, and will get me a PR link directly. All of this is, of course, in this case, it's pretty fast. It's under 95 seconds. You go to the files changed. See this PR. You can go from prompt to PR directly, folks. Prompt to PR directly. Can you think? We went from prompt to pull request on GitHub directly. But we won't stop over there. Okay, if I show you Orion's, first of all, how many of you think this is pretty cool that you can just prompt on Discord? You can just go on Discord and type in whatever you want to do, and PR, if you don't know, PR stands for pull request. You can basically put up a change. This is the one which I sent at 1:21 p.m. now. It's created a PR for that as well. Orion again is at a baby stage, so it can't make very big changes for you. It can make small changes, but it is able to do that at the current scenarios that we have. The goal behind me building an agent like Orion was that I wanted to learn exactly how these AI assisted coding agents are working. So I reverse engineered Cursor, Claude Code, as well as OpenAI's Codex, and whatever they had done, I kind of copied a couple of these things and put it all together. Minded, these things are not open sourced in nature, so I had to figure all of that out myself. But okay, Orion, what can also do is explain things for you. Okay, Orion can also do is explain things for you. Like I can ask it directly something like, this is the URL which I have. Okay, and I can give it the task to explain any GitHub repository. Okay, let's say I'm walking and someone sends me a GitHub repo which is interesting and I want to understand it. I don't have to open my laptop or ChatGPT or anything, and just put it over here. Orion will generate a very detailed explanation, top level. How do you enter the basically repository? What are the run commands? What are the different utilities? In just a few seconds, it will do all of that for you, just with your phone. So even without opening your laptop, you can do that. This is one of the agents which I have created. This complex agent. It has an orchestrator in itself, which is handling multiple of these agents on its own. Okay. If I take you to Orion's GitHub, okay. Let me see. If I take you to Orion's GitHub, you see one pull request over here. Who do you think has made this particular pull request? Who do you think has raised this PR? This is Orion's actual GitHub repository. It's my project, so probably I have made it, right? What do you think? Let's see. It's actually raised by Orion itself. If you actually come in Orion's GitHub repository, you check the PRs. All of these PRs are actually created by different AI agents. So I am a pro user of OpenAI Codex, Claude Code, as well as Orion in itself, and I am actually putting all of this over here. Okay, so you saw that Discord bot which I have, that is not created by me. That is created by OpenAI Codex, OpenAI software engineering agent. I can just click over here. Okay. It will open it up for me. You can go to OpenAI Codex, just type whatever prompt you want. It will make the changes in your code base, and you can click on create PR over there, and it will create a PR for you. Okay. If you see the commits even on Orion, I have not written a single line of code for Orion. Orion is an AI agent which has been fully developed by other AI agents. I think a lot of it has been mentioned in the commit messages as well. Okay, this is raised by Claude Code, this is raised by, if it's not written, it's by Cursor agent and so on. This entire repository has been generated using AI agents. What do you think about Orion, folks? What do you think about Orion? Quickly tell me in the chat. Describe it in one word. Describe it in one word. Okay. What do you think? Fire up the chat for Orion, folks. Fire up the chat. Fire up the chat. Yes, that is the term, which multi-agent orchestration. And finally, in Sprint 7, you should be able to combine all of this and be able to build original GenAI solutions of your own. So these are the 7 sprints. You can actually take a screenshot of this. Okay, so this is sprint 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now I have a question for you all. Okay, I have a question for you all. AI is already replacing 80% of repetitive engineering workflows. Okay, not the actual engineers, but the old way of working. Okay, do you agree to this statement or not? Okay, that AI is actually automating and replacing a lot of these workflows. Do you agree with it or not? Type in yes in the chat. Okay. you write. I see most of the about 1,000 people writing a yes. At first, companies used to have something which can 5 engineers can do. Okay, now that is being able, that we can do that using just one engineer. Okay, we can do that by just one engineer who has this knowledge of multiple AI agents and who can use these agents to leverage at his task. Now, who is that actual one engineer? We call this the AI native engineer, who is not just a regular engineer, but he has a very good understanding of AI, RAG pipelines, building AI agents, and more importantly, using these frameworks in his day-to-day workflow. Okay, he's not just someone who is coding out there, but he can orchestrate his AI agents to solve problems end to end. Now, what I showed in terms of Orion or in terms of Atlas, that's not my full-time job, but it makes my day-to-day life easier. Okay, a lot of it I can also integrate in my job as well. So what does it mean for working professionals, irrespective of whatever years of experience you have? So if you are someone with 10 to 20 plus years of experience, you will be expected that you have to architect and lead AI first teams. You have to drive their engineering strategy, system design, and AI governance and all of that. If you are in the category of 3 to 9 years of experience, you will be building AI powered workflows, shipping agentic systems, and automating legacy engineering tasks. If you are in the range of 1 to 3 years of experience, you will actually accelerate faster than your peers by becoming a Gen AI native engineer. You are at a very good spot. Okay. Now, I think Karthik already showed you this chart yesterday that what is the future of teams will look like. So there are founders. Within founders, you will have certain AI native engineers, and all of these will actually be using multiple different agents. Okay, so I also have a bunch of other agents which I use. So instead of hiring people for a bunch of different things, I have these agents who are working these small tasks for me. The best AI engineers, okay, are not the ones who just have this agentic understanding, but they are also the ones who have a solid business understanding as well. You can create the best AI agent in the world, but if it is very expensive and non-feasible, it makes no sense. Okay, so you need to have a certain amount of business understanding, and you need to have a certain amount of understanding in AI. That is the sweet spot you would want to be in. Now, the future of engineering roles is actually an AI first world. The few people who have actually started leveraging this, they are already using AI in their workflows, they've already become AI native engineers and doing really, really great by going really, really deep to it. And I really hope that given you have this kind of dedication that you are spending so many hours with us on a weekend, you become one of them too. Now, this is how the roles are actually evolving. The backend engineers are kind of now becoming AI workflow orchestrators. They're now building their own RAG pipelines, they're building their LLM powered microservices and integrating these prompt templates, vector databases, and embedding APIs into their workflows. Example is basically a company like Do Not Pay. It uses GPT based microservices powering its own chatbot workflows. Then you have 12 labs on LangChain where engineers are using their own custom pipelines to review video contextually. QA testers have now changed into AI test agent designer. I showed you that agent for PyTest generation using Cloud Code, right? So QA testers are actually getting really, really good into AI generated test cases and how you can use AI agents to monitor your testing workflows as well. So an example is like Meta, its internal teams is using a tool called as Code Compose, and its entire internal testing is now automated. Then you have examples like Tricentis and DiffBlue. They're also based on top of SaaS and also using AI-based test generation. Then a data engineer, the role is kind of evolving into a retrieval or embedding architect. So now they are, instead of building simple ETL pipelines, they're actually creating semantic search systems. So basically search systems which can run through embeddings and basically give you very fast results. Then they're creating the chunking logic, vector pipelines, and so on. Real world example is like Perplexity. Okay, so their semantic search engine is really built by really good data engineers. Then there's Glean AI by an ex-Google team. All of their internal knowledge bases are fine-tuned on top of RAG systems. DevOps has now transformed into an AI ops specialist. Okay, what are they doing now? They're creating auto-scaling alerts, resolving these LLM agents and all. The dashboards which used to be very static in nature are being replaced by natural language-based dashboards. So you can actually interact with these dashboards in natural languages and so on. Examples can be a company like Datadog along with LLM agents. So DevOps teams are actually using natural language. They can query logs and metrics as well. Then we have Netflix. It uses AI for anomaly detection, dynamic infra routing. The product engineer has now converted into a multi-agent UX integrator. Okay, so they're not just not limited to building PRDs as of now. So they can embed like LLM copilots and all inside their apps. They can also build their own multi-agent systems. You've seen how easy it is to build. right? That was just basic systems, but there are more advanced and complex systems as well. Then building end user applications, how you can do that. For example, in case of Shopify, the engineers have actually deployed a GPT powered assistant to help the people manage their stores. Or companies like Linear or Notion's engineers have actually shipped these embedded co-pilots for documentation generation and all. But there are a few people who have already kind of started and they have leveraged the power of AI and they have gone really, really deep into it. And I really want that because I have also spent considerable amount of time for all of you. You become one of them too. And you can take the roadmap, the 7 sprints. You're already in sprint 0 as of now. I have given you sprint 1 to 7, and you can use that as a launch pad and you can go deeper on your own. But if you actually want to do it faster than others, we are doing something incredible for you. Okay. Yesterday, Karthik spoke to you all about the AI Engineers Accelerator program. Okay. How many of you think it will be useful if I talk in detail about what is the program going on to be? After that, we will have a break and we will have a Q&A as well. So don't worry, just a couple of minutes. Okay. Do you think it will be useful if I give you the exact details and exactly day-wise what will be covered in every sprint? What will be the structure, who are the people who will be teaching you, and so on and so forth details. Type in useful in the chat. Type in useful in the chat. Okay. Also, folks, just a disclaimer, this is only for people who are actually interested in learning with us. Please don't spam the chat with things like please don't sell a course or something like that. These programs take a lot of money for us also to pull off. Okay, so we can't do that for free. We will give you a very good package. It is up to you whether you feel that package is. We feel that package is great that you're going to provide. Okay, and let me show you the entire roadmap. Okay, can I have more useful? When I see 50% people typing useful, I will just continue. Okay, I have about 500. Okay, 600. Okay, it's already 600 replies. Cool. I think a lot of your texts are coming to hosts and panelists, so a lot of you might not be able to see all of the responses, but for me it's flooding. Cool. So here is the complete structure of the program. Okay, so this is going to be it's a fully live program. We are at 70 hours, so just like we are doing like I think 10-15 hours as of now in Sprint 0. It's a fully 70 plus hours of live training and building products. We are focusing a lot on building products. The outcomes are also focused on building products over 14 days. So 70 plus hours over 14 days is the program about. Okay, this will be live where we keep on teaching you different concepts. We teach you how to build products and consistently you will be building on your own. It's not like the program will be over and then you will build something. You will, let's say, learn for something for 2-3 days, build something on top of it. Learn something for 2-3 days, build something on top of it. Again, learn and then build, and this will go on and on. Second thing is what we realized is that there are so many tools which are coming up, like Claude is there, Copilot is there, Zapier is there, Make.com and so on. We can't be continuously teaching all of this up to people like what we realized. So what we did, we created a very hand curated AI content library, which we keep on updating from time to time. In this AI content library, we have provided recorded tutorials. This is other than this 70 hours, folks. So this is not part of the 70 hours. Other than this, we have provided content library. There are multiple different tools and workflow deep dives. AI for marketers, AI for engineers. How do you leverage all of these things? Workflow deep dives and all. I will show you exact tools and all that we cover as well. The third is a modern MBA content program by Kairos Business School. It's a months-long program. We get you the recorded content as well. As I said, the people who are actually going to be at the sweet spot of that, they understand the business side of things as well, and they understand the technical sides of things as well, will be the really killing it in the future. So that's the third part. The fourth part is, what will you do with so much knowledge if you can't monetize it, right? So we give you a special monetization mastery one-on-one. That is also a recorded library. It's a very highly rated. One of our, this course is also, we do it separately as well. One of our highest rated courses where we teach you how you can get started with monetizing different things. Then part 5 is 52 plus live sessions for the next 1 year on regular AI updates. I'm sure a lot of you would have felt outdated in terms of, oh my god, this model has come up, this new tool has come up, this new application has come up. How do I keep up with so many different applications? Okay, so that becomes very hard for you all. Okay, so what we have done, we've realized that problem. So we are giving you access to the next 1 year of live sessions, one live session a week, where we will be covering all of the latest AI updates that have happened in the last 1 week. You don't have to worry about that. That is on us for the next 1 year. And so you have 5 things. Part 1 is 70 hours of intensive live training spread across 14 days. Apart from this, we will do a AI content library where we cover a lot of deep dives into different tools. What are the different features? How do you can use these tools? Like today we did for Cursor and Claude Code. Then we will have workflow deep dives as well. I'll show you exactly what is there. Then part 3 is a modern MBA content by Kairos Business School. I will show you what are the contents in that business content as well. Part 4 is how do you monetize these skills? How do you run ads and all of that will be covered. And part 5 is a 1 year access to our live AI update sessions. Full 1 year access. Okay. These are going to be the dates. We're actually literally starting in even less than 10 days. The next cohort is starting, and this is probably the last time we are announcing this. So it starts on 12th of September. You will have your induction, and it goes until the 28th of September. The session timings are going to be at nights every day, 7:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. IST and 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. EST. Okay, so this is for Monday to Friday after office hours. On Saturday and Sunday we go full on, like we are going on today, this Saturday, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. IST or 12:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. EST. Recordings will be available after every session, so you will not be left behind. Okay, so for every session that you are doing, as we get the recordings from Zoom, we will keep on continuously making that recording available to you. So for some reason this exact timing does not work for you, but you still want to be a part of this, you can continuously watch the recordings and be part of it. Okay, here are the exact outcomes that you will be achieving in the 14-day AI training. Sprint 1 is how can you build your own chat GPT. Okay, so we are going to cover tools like OpenAI, Grok, Ollama, LM Studio, OpenRouter, and we are going to learn about all of these. Mind it, each sprint is spread across a couple of days. I'll show that to you as well. Okay, building chat GPT is basically how do you create your own conversational chatbots, how do you leverage these APIs to build these chatbots, and how do you apply advanced prompt engineering techniques and utilize basically tools like Hugging Face and Gradio to create the entire range of applications. Okay, this will be your sprint 1, where you will be, the outcome of the sprint 1 will be that you can build your own conversational chatbot and you can have an application like ChatGPT for yourself. Okay, sprint 2 will be automation with AI, where we will teach you exactly how to create the kind of AI automations which I showed you as of right now, which was the job search automation and a bunch of more things that we will be covered using NA10. Okay, the video generation, the personalized video which was generated as a video resume, that is done using HeyGen. That is also something we will cover. And how do you create really good interfaces of front ends using tools like Bolt and Lovable. On Bolt and Lovable, you can actually create the front end of things. Okay, so how do you build all of this? So basically, the outcome of Sprint 2 will be you will be able to build a full stack application. The backend is running on NA10, the front end is running on Bolt or Lovable, any of these. Okay, and you can connect all of these. So I think a lot of you might think of backend just as something built of Node or something of that sort. That is not true anymore. You can have an AI automation in the backend, connect it to a different front end and use it as a full stack application. So how do you create such different full stack applications of your own? How does that connection work? How does that entire setup work? We go brick by brick. By the end of it, you will have created an AI automation like Divish had created for searching jobs. Sprint 3 is about customizing AI to your own context and building RAG systems. We will be covering Llama Index, LanceDB and Gradio. Okay, so I will teach you how you can, first of all, you will be taught a framework. Llama Index is one of the most used frameworks for building RAGs across the world. We will build you, make you an expert in Llama Index framework. Secondly, I will be teaching you personally how you can build an atlas of your own, how you can create your own second brain. Okay, so how was that entire project defined? How did I create it? How did I go about writing the prompts, testing the prompts, and setting up that entire pipeline? You will also get an idea of not just working with OpenAI and all APIs, but how do you interact with the Google or YouTube API keys and so on. So it's a very detailed project, and you will also learn how to build the front end of it. So Atlas had a front end which I was using. It wasn't just I wasn't using it directly using terminal. So how do you write a backend and Llama Index, LanceDB and all, and how do you connect it with a Gradio front end? So that is what you will be learning in Sprint 3. Sprint 4 is extremely important. A lot of you have this question that, hey Ishan, but I can't use OpenAI API in my company. I can't send my API to this particular company. That is breach of policy or data security and so on. In that case, what people do is that they host their own models. So there are a lot of open source models available today in the market, and you can use these open source models and you can create your own pipelines. So this is what we teach in Sprint 4, how you can actually build these multimodal applications using open source models, and you can have them deployed as well. For this, we will be leveraging a lot of interesting pipelines on Hugging Face. One thing which is also very important is AI security. We know that AI generated code is vulnerable, AI generated software is vulnerable. So we talk in detail about what is AI security, and more importantly, how can you save yourselves from getting such breaches. So that will be Sprint for you all. Sprint 5 is where you get started with AI agents. In this, you will learn about building foundational agents using LangChain, used industry-wide. You will also learn about a tool called as Langsmith. Let me show you what Langsmith can do. Okay. If I go on Langsmith,
explain each of the above concept in detail.
I need to sign. I'm just pausing screen share for a second so that I can sign in.
React.js developer who did not know.
Signing in using
I
Google.
need to understand each of the topic
Yep.
above. Details
I am inside
is
Langsmith.
important.
So one thing which you would have thought that, Ishan, do you actually know how much you are spending on across each of the PRs that you are raising and all? Yes, I know. You can do that using Langsmith. Langsmith. So in Langsmith, you can actually evaluate and monitor whatever costs are coming up. So for example, if I click on Orion, it traces everything for me. This is the last thing I raised on Orion. It took me 5,500 tokens, and this is the exact price it took me. Which step took how much time? Which API in input prompts it took me 615 tokens, output prompts it took me 1400 tokens, and this is the exact pricing. So you can use a tool like Langsmith to basically be able to determine and evaluate and basically run observability on your AI applications. So we teach that as well. Okay. In this, we also cover MCPs, what are MCPs, and how you can use those MCPs using Cursor and Claude. That is also something which we cover over here. Then Sprint 6 is advanced AI agents. We go all into LangGraph. So LangGraph is one of the very widely used Python frameworks which can be used to orchestrate agents. So you have one main agent, like in my case it is Orion's main agent, which is controlling multiple agents. There is a code generator agent, there is a validator agent, there is a tester agent, there is a PR raising agent, and multiple of these. How do you create such complex systems for yourself? So this particular advanced AI agents, we are going to teach you a lot of depths of orchestration in agents, and I will be teaching you how you can build a software like Orion on your own. Okay, so that is, we are going to go in step by step. We will also be covering a very interesting tool called as Composio, which is being very widely used for tools. So we have been talking about tools for AI agents. Composio has thousands of these tools that can be done. Okay, Sprint 7 is where